Today you have made a little foam plate that looks like this. You're going to use one of the little scratchy tools, okay? Make sure that you don't poke through this. You get one of these. And if you look closely, you can see where some of it where I colored it in, meaning I filled it in and I put little dots. On the back, you will need to have your name, and where the arrow goes is where the mouth will point. You will have a peachy messy mat, a thin piece of paper that looks like this for you to put your plate on, and a piece of paper that looks like this. And what you're going to do, artist, I'm going to show you real quick how to do this. You're going to have, let me move my little thing over here. You're going to have your brayer. You're going to share this with the person next to you. You will actually have a scrap piece of paper that will sit here, so that's where you put your brayer. I have my brayer sitting like this, and you can do that as well, as long as the handle is not in the ink. And this is covered with a little plastic sheet container like this, so then I can use these over and over. And what you'll do, artist, is you'll pick up the ink and you'll roll this direction and this direction. This has actually been sitting here for a little bit before I could do the video. And you want to hear the squishy, squishy sound, okay? And you also want to see, and see I'm holding this with my hand as well because I didn't tape all the way across here. You want to see where it looks like it's evenly dispersed throughout the brayer. After you do that, artists, let me move my camera over here. You will have this sitting here. Now you don't want to get ink all over this, and you're going to have your plate, your paper that you're going to practice pulling. We call it pulling a plate. I'm going to very carefully, I'm going to take the brayer, I'm going to roll the ink this way, and you might need to touch it with the corner of your fingernail. Again, you can get a smock if you need to. Okay, push your sleeves up. Now, I'm going to set this back how I showed you where you don't have your handle in the ink. Very carefully with my pinching fingers, I'm going to turn this over and do practice pressing. So you press and you massage the whole piece all the way around with your finger, trying to make sure it doesn't move, but practice doing the arrow in different corners. So maybe I have the arrow here. Now I'm going to pull this. Now turn the arrow. I haven't even gotten more ink, artist. I'm going to do another pull, go all the way across just with one thing of ink, okay? So after I get done this here, I pull it up, and now I'm going to do my arrow here. Still have not got more ink. So your ink, your pulling of your printmaking should get lighter and lighter, okay? So now I've done 3 across the top. Same thing, repeat it again, practice, fill it with ink. Let me show you. And this is just so you can have time to practice doing printmaking. We are not doing a big project, but I wanted you to be able to have a chance with practicing. If we have time, I will show you something else that you're going to do. So I'm going to see how I have ink all over this. So I'm going to practice doing more pulls. If you're like, you know what, I practiced 3 times, then you don't have to. Now, I only ink it up twice. Then I just keep moving. You can rotate the arrow if you want to. Massage all the way around. Pick it up and pull it. What you'll do after this, artist, is you will either ink it up and do a whole paper, which just a second and I'll show you. And then I might have you help me. What you'll see when we don't have a bunch, we don't want to get a bunch out. You'll actually spread that out like it's toothpaste in the beginning. But you'll take this off. Okay, this I used over and over. This will be carefully folded and thrown away in the trash. And then we're ready for the next group. And I'll get another piece of paper and put that on another transparency sheet, put it on top. So at the bottom of the sink, you will turn the water on, not too much where it's not splattering. And you'll actually take your fingers, clean it off gently. Tap it like that, dry it, and then you can reuse it. Now I'll show you how to put the little printing stuff back together. To have it ready for the next group, this will go on top of here. You will take a piece of tape, which I had bigger tape, I'm not sure where it is, and you will set it to where it's on the edge of the wood, and then also on there. And then you'll take another piece of tape and see where the transparency sheet is. Make sure, a little bit, make sure that it's touching both, and then it's ready to go for the next group. When cleaning the brayers, be careful that you don't splatter. You can use your fingers. Again, this will stain. You can soak it for a little bit if you need to. Use one of those small sponges. The main thing is if you're using a small sponge that you clean it afterwards. So then after I'm done, clean my sponge, tap it, very carefully turn off the water, and set it right there on the drying rack. Thank you, artists.